Hey, it's your boy, Sergeant Hooked on Henshins. So today will be, of course, a review on episode 21 of Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. Before we get to that, I want to do a huge shout out to my boy Squall Charleston. He has an awesome YouTube channel. He does a lot of things on Twitter, a lot of different places. He's an actor, a director. He's an awesome dude. He helped out with Let's Talk Toku and Tokusatsu, bringing a lot of Toku things this way. And is just an all-around awesome guy. Really good friend of mine online. And he recently had a thing on Twitter last weekend from the recording of this, um, talking about, hey, does anybody know anything about, anybody have any like Toku content to put up? Like, I want to throw up like help out content creators. And I was just like, I was joking like, oh hey, and I put mine up, and he basically made a whole tweet about mine saying, hey, this is a newer content creator. Let's get him. He's just below 200 subscribers. Blah blah blah. Now we're at over 200 subscribers. So holy crap. We're at 205, now we're down to like 201, 202, so maybe some people unsubscribed eventually too, which is fine. But super happy about that. Again, it is something I still kind of do in my free time for fun. If I start getting traction and views on it enough to make money with it, then I'll try to put more time towards it. But as of right now, it's kind of just a nice little way to kind of video diary, word vomit my thoughts out about Toku every week. But anyway, let's put that aside. Again, thank you guys so much for subscribing. If you're new to the channel, hopefully you're subscribed. I am Sergeant Hooked on Henshins. Talk about all things Toku, Sentai, Rider as much as I can. Sometimes here and there stuff about Power Rangers and stuff. We do Dino Fury reviews, clearly the Zenkaiger reviews. I also do my Toku toy reviews about different Toku DX toys and stuff like that. Got some stuff coming. We'll be doing some stuff with that soon. But yeah, so episode 21 was fantastic. So we've already had the debuts of Super 2 Kaiser and Super Zenkaiger. Super Zenkaiger's form being more based off the Dragon Zord, Dragon Caesar from Z-Ranger / Mighty Morphin. And, hold on. Super 2 Kaiser's form more being based off of V-Rex / Q-Rex from Time Force / Time Ranger. Now we finally are getting at least part of the Mecha form debut, which is Super Zenkaijuo? Yeah, Super Zenkaijuo. It's a big, giant, combined form between Zox and actually, what's his name? Kaito. Before we get to that, we'll get to that debut in a minute. The plot of the episode has to do with this copying monster. That's this big copy machine thing. And it essentially makes evil copies of things. So they go down there to help the civilians. Some of the civilians are like attacking them and being rude and stuff. And it's the copies. And so the copy machine monster, copy world or whatever his name was, makes copies of Zox and Kaito. So you got these versions that which played by the same actors. It's just mirrored or whatever. And they have like weird they both have eye makeup on, like eyeshadow on and stuff, mascara, and it's really funny. They're super exaggerated evil. There's even a montage of things they've done, and part of it uses some stuff from Lupin Ranger, which I thought was kind of funny. But anyway, so they fight, and they can actually transform too. Evil's Copy Zox doesn't transform like by dancing, he just transforms. But it's funny is, for one, we get the 6 Zenkaigers transforming together. They don't roll call together mostly-ish, sorta, kinda they do. But I'll get to that in a minute. So they'll transform together. They're fighting the monster, they're fighting the copies. After they stop the copies, basically, from making Kaito and Zox look bad. Because Kaito actually gets captured. He gets arrested. They think he's actually evil. And the officer that catches him says, well, I'm not so sure about that. I feel like there's something else going on. He's like, yeah, there is. It's actually this monster making copies. I can help you figure this out. And the officer the guy that's playing the officer is actually the suit actor for Kaito, which I think is really funny. But anyway, sorry, my hair is doing some silly things today. Kaito comes in, and you know how Kaito always comes in singing a song. He does the Ore wa Kaizoku. It basically translates to, I'm a pirate busting in the door at the police station looking for Kaito. So he busts Kaito out, and Kaito's mad at him, like, why didn't you leave me there, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, I thought you wanted to clear your name, just like they're making me look bad. And so they work together. You can kind of see this budding friendship between them, more on Zox's side than Kaito's right now. Not that Kaito doesn't want to be his friend. Kaito's already there and is super friendly towards Zox. But clearly Zox is a little slower to wanting to be part of the team and all of that. So anyway, they do their thing, and they're trying to find their copies. They do. They all transform. What's funny, though, when they do the roll call, there is so many variations of the roll call. I love this show. They do a variation of the roll call. Oh my god. So they start off, and it's like Kaito first. He tries to, Himitsu no Pen. He's like, and he pushes him out of the way. Or no, I'm sorry. Zeron goes to do his, and Zeron gets squished. And then Copy Kaito comes in, copy Himitsu no Copy, and does his roll call. Same thing with Kaito. It gets to Zox. Zox does his, and right after he's done, he's like, yeah, get out of here. And he does his version, the copy version. So they fight, and they're kind of getting their butts kicked a little bit, and then they both summon the Kaiju gear, because they both have the Zenkaiger gear. There's also some little clip going around of him and Zox like dance transforming together, and I don't know if it was from this episode and I missed it, or if it was from like a little extra piece that came out. I don't know. But anyway, they turn into Super Zenkaiser and Two Kaiser and do their super moves, super finishing moves to destroy their copies and the copy monster. Majin shows her skills again and just makes it so she uses a spell that makes it curses the copy monster to run out of toner, so he can't do copies anymore, which is starting to make me think that maybe Majin is one of the most powerful on the team because of what she can do. But anyway, so they destroy the copy monster. Of course, the big version comes. It creates copies, evil copies of the robots, and so they're kind of getting their butts kicked. And then we get the debut of like Super Zenkaiger or whatever, the big, mecha, like, kaiju, dinosaur lizard form, basically. And it's really funny because they have a little added detail that Copy World actually made evil copies of the buildings. They all have like little red eyes on them. That's how you can differentiate between the copy versions, at least with Kaito and Zox when they're transformed, is their eyes have little red slits in them to show that they're evil. The buildings have red eyes and eyebrows. And one of them says something about it's time that we strike back, like it's their chance to fight back after. Oh my god. Oh, it's so great. So like the buildings were fighting them and everything, and the monsters are getting their butt kicked. They finally try to summon the gear. I think Seichan actually says to try it, and so he opens up the little part of the. I'm actually should be getting mine today. The little part of the kaiju gear, and closes it again, and it goes big bang, bit the little robot voice, and he presses it. He becomes big, so he's on his own really big. And then Zox tries to and becomes an SD bot. So now we know what the SD bot correlates to as far as like if it was a separate character. No, it's Zox as an SD bot. And it's so wholesome and cute because Katsunar and Ricky are watching with Flint. And Flint's like, oh, sorry, that's a design defect. Like, why'd you build it in then? Fix it. And when they see Zox turn into his SD bot form, they go, hey, now we match. And they're so happy about it. Like, I don't know if it really bothers them that much being the SD bots like all the time. Like clearly they need to be brought back to being human, but it was really wholesome and I love it. One of my friends mentioned Frankie Joaquin. I don't know, is it Frankie? Him or Sentai 5? Somebody mentioned online about give me the puppets that they are using for the puppet models that they use for Katsunar and Ricky when you're done. Don't throw them in the warehouse toy. Like send them to me. And yes, please, copies of it. I would love some hot copies. Get it? Anyway, so Kaito has his big basically it's just him as Super Zenkaiser, big. And he's like, oh, I've always wanted to be big, yay! And he's all excited about it. And Two Kaiser, Zox is really mad that he's an SD bot. And they do their Gatai finally. And it's this cool thing where in the foreground is Kaito dancing and mimicking the dance that in the background you're seeing on like a weird like TV screen thing. And there's Two Kaiser there doing another dance, and he's trying to copy him, and then they transform together, so the parts combined becomes Zenkaiger. And it goes through, and it's funny because that's how it can like rampage through the buildings like a kaiju would, like a Godzilla kind of monster would, is that the buildings are evil anyway, so you're not really destroying the real buildings, if you will. So it's just very clever. This whole show is so clever, and I love it so much, so much. So they're wrecking through the buildings, whatever. They help defeat the two copies of Jiragawan and Vrumajin, and to defeat Copy World as a giant monster version, as a Kudai test. They do their finisher, and it separates them into Two Kaiser and Zenkaiser to attack together. It's kind of a cool finishing attack. So that destroys the monster, and we're all set. So we destroy the monster, and again, we have another scene of Zox essentially saying, you guys are good friends of mine, and I do align with you guys, and blah, blah, blah. And Kaito saying, I'm really happy I asked him not to mess with this world. We also get some parts that show Ijirood working. He's really mad that it failed again, another plan failed again, and he's working on an upgrade to Battle Caesar Robo for Stacy. He tells him, he's like, Stacy, come here. And he's like, huh? And he tells him, and he starts walking away, and Stacy doesn't come with him. He's kind of like contemplating and looking around He's like, "It's something wrong?" And he's like, "No, I think that we're starting to like sort of inch towards an arc where there's like a redemption type of thing for Stacy," which would kind of make sense because he's not done anything too awful yet to be considered irredeemable. I was bothered by how Faucer was handled in 01 because I don't think he should have been redeemed at all. My personal thing is I thought he should have been the host for Arc 1 for Arc, but whatever. Um, so with Stacy, there's been moments where he's been sort of heroic or just in general antagonistic towards the antagonist, if you will, towards the Toji Tendo. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about that. If he keeps his same Stay Sazer powers, if there's a purified version they're going to go for. I guess some toy listing grains of salt, little stuff that's come out says that somehow Battle Caesar Robo might possibly combine with some of the other robots for a Gatai coming out soon. There's also some grains of salt stuff about another mecha combination called Zenryoku Zenkaiyo, and the Zenryoku Zenkai cannon or whatever. So they're basically getting their own team cannon, other than the giant one they made of the Gertlinger. Um, but yeah, no, overall, it was a really fun episode. I think it was a great debut for the part of the mecha form. I like that they're kind of slowly dripping it out. Pretty soon we'll be getting, there's some, a couple different versions of the robot form. So there's one that is, Zox's side of it with Juron, and there's another one that combines with Vru, and it calls it, I think it's like Super Vru Tukayo something or something, like Zenkaijuo or something like that. It calls Vru Super Vroom, and it calls Juron Super Juron. So I don't know if it's going to change their actual form or just when they're combined. So there are the robot forms coming, which look really awesome, I think, anyway. For some reason, the mini plow versions look better than what we've seen in the DX, which is odd. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I think that they've been doing a good job leading up to the power-ups so far. I don't know if we're going to get anything of like a final, like a battleizer for the red for this season, like how like in Rio Soldier he got Max Ryoso red, or in Q Ranger he got the Shishi Red Orion thing. I don't know if we're gonna get that at all. I might be completely wrong, but I don't know for sure, so this might be the main power-ups we get and that be all. I would like to see something that is just for the Kikai members, and if they're gonna, there's also another grain of salt thing that they might be revealing another Kikai member that is a green ninja themed one. I personally would like to see Seichan become a Kikanoid, or Gege, the little evil bird thing, become a Kikanoid myself. And I also have a personal headcanon, my own personal headcanon, that Kaito's parents are they're just as a digital consciousness, like they have no physical body anymore, and they're gonna be downloaded into Kikanoid bodies, and that'll be his parents. Is just his parents are now Kikanoids later on. I don't know, just my own thing of what they might do with it. But anyway, overall, really good episode. Definitely would give it most certainly a 10 out of 10. I am sorry if it's kind of boring that so many episodes in a row have been getting such high ratings, but I'm just really enjoying the show. And I think it's been doing a great job of like juggling all the characters and the debuts for forms and Gatai and stuff like that. So I've been really enjoying it. Coming up on the channel soon, I'm doing a Toku Toy View of the Zenkaiger gear. It's been taking a little bit to get it, but it should be here soon. It should be today, today is Friday, and I'm putting the video up today as well. So it should be here today. So I'm gonna try and get that done. Trying to think of some other stuff. I did recently get the Gokai Cellular, so I'll try and do a Toku Toy View for that. I've been really busy lately, so I'm sorry about that. My motivations are kind of shot, sorry. I did put a Henshin video together for the Henshin collab thing for Team Rider for Heisei Week 2. I'll just say it's a Gaim theme one. I'll leave it at that. Once the full collab comes up, you'll see it there. And once that comes up, then I'll put the video itself on my phone, or not my phone, sorry, on my channel. I think I still have the file on there, pretty sure. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's coming up for content pretty soon. Because Dino Fury, I haven't heard anything more about more Dino Fury episodes. I'm also getting a Seiza Blaster soon because I'm starting to watch Q Ranger fairly soon. I'm right in the middle of watching Kamen Rider V3. After I finished Gokaiger, I kind of went on a stint of just downloading a bunch of Toku, and that was one of them that I wanted to watch was Showa Era Rider Kamen Rider V3, and I'm loving it so far. So definitely might do a video about that, talking about that, and how much I love it and whatever. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas for content, if you guys have some videos that I can talk about, things that I can talk about, maybe Lightning Collection stuff. They just revealed the TMNT figures, which look cool, but again, I just want to please leave MMPR behind for a little bit and move on to anything else. They're starting to really run dry on what's left. I mean, they could do the movie suits, I guess, and I guess sell Shade at everybody, and I guess the ninja outfits and maybe the 2017 versions of the fucking suits. But just move on. There's so many other seasons. Time Force, Lightspeed Rescue. I'd take like Jungle Fury or like Operation Overdrive or anything else other than MMPR at this point. Like, I respect MMPR. I think it's a fine series. The season three is the best it's been, the best it was in its entirety. But it's a little bit like too much of what they push into your face with marketing Power Rangers right now. Like, I understand what they're trying to do, but like, let's move forward. There are some other seasons in space, Turbo, even Time Force, Lost Galaxy, Wild Force, like so many other seasons that should get some love as far as figures and morphers and weapons and what have you, helmets. Just please move forward. For the love of God, move forward. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the content. I enjoyed making it for you. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'm hoping to have a great weekend as well. Leave below in the comments what you guys thought of the episode. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff for engagement. You can even dislike too. That's fine. It's engagement. That's fine. But anyways, as always, stay hooked on Henshins. I'll talk to you later. Pew pew pew. Bye bye.